Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the American Civil War mod. Last time around we sort of cleared out the trouble around Maryland as we had Union troops moving against us. So hopefully that should be done more or less. And when Lee gets his reinforcements, we will be able to push on Pennsylvania and take Philadelphia. Now it's for the siege of Detroit. So without further ado, let's have Beauregard attack. And here we have it, the siege of Detroit. Detroit is, however, a little bit smaller than I thought it would be. But this battle looks to be an interesting one because we're kind of hemmed in by those logs. So we got logs on this side, right along the road, going all the way along here. And then we have a continuation of these logs going here, splitting the deployment zone of the Union, or at least this way. Probably they'll all put all their troops up in front, but it still sort of hems them in from the back. And then we have a similar thing going through here, so it kind of hems in the battle. To be just concentrated around town. I have I'm gonna continue with my brigade style of playing. So we got one brigade over here, we've got the center one, and we've got one on the right. All the cavalry is deployed here. I was gonna deploy some over here, but you can see you can't. The map actually ends here, and I'm not gonna ride cavalry through this thin strip of land. So we're gonna have them swing around over here. Now it would be interesting to say, move troops forward as the Union advance through here, and then say have a unit hiding in the forest, then moving close up, just behind the logs, and fire into the open. But I don't really have enough troops, so that's that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start this. We need to take this forest. So we're gonna have this brigade move in there. We're gonna see about getting through town, which might be difficult. And we're gonna try to gain some ground over here as well. The Union has actually deployed some units over on this side. And there's a hell of a lot of artillery fire coming in. Hopefully we can avoid them actually shooting down my infantry. So maybe I should... Oh, they've even put their artillery behind cover. Bastards. And they seem to be focusing in on this unit, which is not very nice. Can my artillery counterfire on them? No, we don't reach their horse battery. We will deploy the artillery and prepare to move it forwards. The forest on this side has been taken, so it looks like the Union is not trying to contest us moving forward. They put men behind the wall over there, so it's going to be difficult to continue the advance out of this forest. And it's going to be hard to flank. They put one unit in the back there. And then we got Sherman up front. Right, I'm gonna have to move the artillery pretty far forward. So we're gonna have to move both the pieces over to this side. And these looks like the units that are gonna come into combat first. So we'll pull them back a little bit, get them in line, and prepare to face the Pennsylvania bucktails. Jesus Christ, I need my artillery right now. And then the cavalry will set up in the open here, be ready to ride down. I hope I at least will get the first shot off on the... they're pulling back. The Pennsylvania bucktail is going to be hard to deal with. We've got the Union General being an idiot moving through here. Right, this unit will move up through here. This one will kind of come on an angle, and this one will go forward here. So right now we're receiving a lot of artillery without being able to respond. However, soon this artillery piece should be ready to fire, and I think if I put these guys here, they should be able to respond and fire onto the 6-pounder horse artillery. This one at least will. Okay, so there goes Sherman. The idiot goes ahead and rides in here. Interestingly enough, it seems like he's one of the first ones to actually fall out of that general unit. I'm lucky that it is that horse artillery unit. If it was a heavier artillery unit, we'd probably see a lot more casualties on our side. It's just that they are not able to actually fire. Do I dare move you through here? Set you up right next to the church? It could glitch and stuff. Could lose the entire unit. God damn, you know what? I'll order the unit to actually bloody bayonet them. So we'll have one unit move forwards to the wall, and we'll have these two actually move out here to flank. So hopefully this unit, which actually has lost 13 men to the bloody general's unit. Bloody bastard for sending the general straight in. Okay, the artillery piece is ready. The 24-pounder howitzer will start blasting their artillery. Okay, so... oh, the enemy has all deployed. Let's move the cavalry a bit further back here. They have all now deployed behind the logs. The bastards. But that means that I can move forward and kill the ones that are on our side of the logs. So, brigade will advance. These guys will kind of advance. I want to be able to flank this one though. It's a Union Iron Brigade. Shit. That's going to be hard taking that one straight on. So we're going to do cautious advance on that one. And have you advance as well. We're blasting away at these guys, but because they're hidden behind cover, it's going to be hard to actually dislodge them. You know what? We're going to get this artillery piece even out into this area right here. Okay, have the men move on the flank. They're moving more troops to reinforce the bloody Iron Brigade. It's going to be hard to take on the Iron Brigade. It's an elite unit. We don't really have anything like that. Okay, let's see if we can get these guys into a nice, neat line there. Okay, let's have these guys move within musket range of the Iron Brigade. Start laying down fire on them. And then we'll see about having the flank come in. Set them up here. But what I really need is probably artillery to dislodge the Iron Brigade. Ooh, they're firing some kind of shrapnel on us. We need to set this one up and start opening fire with that one towards their artillery. And as this one opens up, I'll move the other one forward. So they should be within range. We've lost 12 men out of this unit. There it goes, the fire has started. We only shot 2 of theirs, so that's not good. So we need to push the flank in to get that shot around the wall. However, this battery is ready to deploy. We're going to tell them to hold fire. Going to deploy this one. Get that one forward. We're losing a lot of men. But we should be within range to actually start shooting at that battery. So we can maybe snipe some of them out of there. Right now it's not going too well shooting at the Iron Brigade. They're a very good entrenched position. We've only shot 3 of them. We're gonna have to rely a lot on the flanking units and hope that they are able to, especially this Suave unit. We'll have to push them just a little bit closer so that they will be able to fire into the flank. And that actually dislodges the unit. They realize they're going to get flank fired. They're moving out of their entrenched position, and now they're actually taking quite a bit of casualty. And with that, I'm going to start targeting them with the artillery. This piece is to move forward. We have opened fire on the battery, but we've yet to silence any of the cannons. We're taking quite heavy casualties, but there's no way I will be able to get close enough to like charge the bastards down or anything like that, just because behind them we have this defensive wall, and behind that you've got all the other brigades, the Union Iron Brigades and so forth. So once we actually got them to move out of their defensive position, now we're able to actually punish them and shoot them down, as we're now behind cover while they're in the open. Also, being able to fire our artillery on them really helps as well. Here comes another barrage hitting them. Right, the cannons will retarget towards the artillery. And at this point you can see the artillery is down to 37 men manning the guns. So they have lost a lot of troops. And it looks like they're unable really to continue operations, as they've stopped even firing the cannons or even trying to reload them. Oh, a Union Suave unit behind the line. They really got some good troops there. Oh, we got 2 units moving in. Ooh, I wanted to hold fire here to actually move my men forwards before we fired, but right, let's continue your fire. What is it coming? Volunteers, state militia, followed by the New York Rangers. The Iron Brigade is still fighting over there, and we've got another Iron Brigade going in to try and attack the flanking units, and they're kind of moving to outflank the flankers. We'll have to reposition these 2 units rather quickly, and also I want these units. Oh, the Union's trying to filter through there. We'll move forwards to try and punish them before they get through, and also I want to target that unit that's trying to get through. Right, halt, and you will halt as well here, and we'll see about blowing those guys away. Oh, I moved this one way too far up. Deploy. Now the cavalry will sweep in and get rid of them. You know what? I think we got them here. Gonna be a little bit ballsy, and we're gonna throw these 3 forward before the New York Germans get in line.
Sound the charge!
Sound the charge! Have the Suaves come in as well. This one will hold and protect the guys that are melee fighting their flank. Let's not have the artillery blast our own men, and let's get the raiders to go down and chase these guys down. The melee fights should be going our way just because I put 2 units against their 1. The Pennsylvania Bucktails have been pushed back. And they are retreating. The forest is full of Union troops taking heavy fire. They're fighting the Iron Brigade, which has... they've put themselves once more behind a bloody wall. It's going to be hard to get those guys out of there. The Zouaves, they're hiding behind the artillery position. But I'm blasting this. I'm also blasting up holes through the defensive line back there. Oh, the volunteers came back. I'm just pushing more cavalry to deal with them. And the German unit is still holding on, and it's actually cutting our men down. You know what? It's a bit late maybe, but just as I think that might have been the thing. It's a bit strange that we got old lug bayonets, but it should hopefully push the bayonet favoring our. God damn it! If I knew they were that good at melee, I probably hadn't thrown my men in there. It's what I said before. If the Union had more German troops, then we would certainly have been screwed. Now forward these guys to the wall so they can take on the state militia. These guys are not doing well against these 2. So they will be falling back and regrouping before we push them forward once more. Even the Zouaves kind of struggle to deal with the German troop. We'll turn the men around, and the cavalry will have the Confederate dragoons ride down the Zouaves. We'll tell the artillery. Well, there's only 1 unit to focus in on, and that's that one. Now there's only about 76 left of the Germans. And there we go. Right, they were broken. But Jesus Christ, did they take out a lot of my men. I sent two regiments in, and they were able to slaughter them. But eventually, we were able to get them, but Jesus Christ. They are strong. Right. Forwards. And since there's a lot of holes there, we should be able to get through, shouldn't we? And now this unit, get the cavalry to chase after that one. And now it's to get at that Iron Brigade. My units are getting blasted. Since the Union Iron Brigade is you know what? I was gonna pull back, hopefully drawing it with us, and then have these guys come in the flank and shoot it up. But seeing as though they're already kind of shaken and almost falling apart, we can hold the front line, possibly actually sending in the first dragoons to deal with them. Oh, and the Iron Brigade breaks. And here comes the Confederate cavalry to deal with them. See if we can get them before they, too many of them leave the field. Managed to cut down quite a few of them, but it seems at least 100 of them will be able to leave the field. 124-ish. But there we have it. We were able to take Detroit, and Sherman was unable to hold it. So let's go ahead and go back to the campaign map, shall we? Right, so we're looking at the statistics of the battle. We deployed similar amount of troops. The enemy had a lot of elite units, which caused us to lose a lot of our troops. But in the end we were victorious. And yeah, we smashed them, didn't we? Highest killer, Confederate cavalry, no surprise there. Regular infantry, managed to get 333. Confederate Zouaves, the ones that charged in against the Germans, they managed to get quite a lot of post experience. Also they lost a lot of men. What unit did lose the most of mine? So it's this Confederate regular that went in against the Zouaves. They got a lot of kills, but only 100 of them remained, and they actually retreated off the field. But there we have it. And Detroit is now mine, which is very good. Another territory to fall to us. And I could actually send the cavalry to just go ahead and demand the surrender. They refuse Christian Lucas, then I will out-resolve and get rid of you. And then I managed to take Ohio and Michigan. So they sort of cut us off. When they took this, they sort of cut off our supply line. But with us opening this, we kind of opened up another supply line, which you can see a road going here. And it's not clear, but it actually goes through the forest and goes through here. And we took an iron shop, so that definitely put actually 2 of them. So that should bring in supplies. We also got Jackson ready to sweep through here. And yeah, everything seems to be going just fine for us. But there we have it for this episode. Doesn't seem as though the Union have a lot left. I imagine that the last battles are going to be going through here, hopefully, rather than us fighting out here in the middle of bloody well nowhere like Yankton and Sioux Falls. But there we have it, yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!